Alright, and we're back with some exciting Heavens Feel. Exciting Heavens Feel. When I can type fast enough to change the channel. Started everything up with the old title. In fact, we might still have the old thumbnail. Alright. You all ready to resume this shit? As I recall, we last left our heroes. We had discovered the truth about Sakura. We're partway through the equivalent of the second movie. We're in our fight with Medusa Rider. Sakura is currently dying from some weird poison that Shinji had placed in an earring that he somehow detonated. We're not quite sure how he did that because he's not a mage, but hey. She's being poisoned and currently dying, and Medusa is going berserk and not letting anyone near her. It's quite the tense moment. And we got a couple choices to make. She'll die. Tosaka must be more entranced than me, as she cannot even move a step. Unable to dodge, she'll be impaled by the spear. In the scene of several seconds in the future in mind, what are we going to do? Well, there's some exciting options here, but you know what I like? I like seeing what happens if we just blindly close our eyes and attack Ryder. I feel like just pulling Tosaka might save her, as we probably can't move that much. We're probably partially petrified and dying, and doing nothing and giving up is probably a bad choice. Closing your eyes and attacking Ryder is questionable, but a little bit heroic. And saving Rin is probably the most heroic choice. So one of these is certainly going to go badly. I think it's this one. It's one of these two is really bad. Let's see if this gives us a bad end. I'm the only one who can move. Archer and Tosaka are sealed by Ryder's mystic eyes. And I just need to get to the main cause. We need to attack Ryder one-on-one. Anira, and Thoshira bites the dust. Surely this is the right call. We can take on a servant one-on-one who's actively petrifying anyone who comes near her. Shiro must carry the story. Even if I can't beat her, I should be able to make her look away from Archer for a second. I mean, he's being literally petrified. If his body's stone, he's just screwed. Wait, the option was close our eyes and attack. I ignore Archer's voice and run at Ryder. He isn't closing his eyes. If those are mystic eyes of petrification, I just need to close my eyes. The hallway is small. I know how much distance there is between us. Ryder can attack me, or I can haphazardly attack her. So we're gonna close our eyes, sprint at someone, and attack them with like our bare hands when they're a servant. This seems like a good plan. Either way, Archer should be able to do something during that opening. Somehow I feel like that's not the case. But my legs freeze. No, they're literally petrified. It's not just my legs. The petrification doesn't stop and reaches my waist. It hardens my chest, freezes my arms, and locks my closed eyes forever. Interesting, you don't need to have your...
愚かな。まぶたを閉じる程度で私の魔眼を防こうなど。肉眼であろうが心眼であろうが、今の私を見ること自体が呪いだというのに。
I didn't know that one. That's cool. The curse affects you if you're thinking about the person, or if you're looking at them directly. I can't move my throat or my mouth. I can't even tell what's going on. I didn't know that was the case. Even if Tosaka screamed, or if Archer fell to the ground, I have no way to know as I'm petrified. My body is turned to stone and my mind is swiftly following. The three sisters from the legend are immortal. Just like them, my body will never change. Wait, what was that last sound? Well, I guess that was us falling on the ground. Alright. In conclusion, don't blindly attack. Try to save the person who's gonna die. Oh. This is a calming Tiger Dojo today.
タイガー道場なんだけど、なんか今回変じゃない？
そんなことないっすよ。
I love dying in this game. It's so funny.
いつも通りの平和で楽しいタイガー道場っす。
You can see the sketchy Sakura in the background. Looking guilty.
またさっき。違うよ。これ気のせいじゃないよ。なんか厄介なのに睨まれてる気がするよ。
Yeah, Shiro, don't throw.
さて、今回のデッドエンドだけど、おなじみの突然死です。
This is actually a surprisingly quick death. Sometimes it's like 15 minutes of clicking or tapping or whatever to get through it. This time it's just like 2 seconds.
ライダーの魔眼から逃れることはできないわ。ここは相手を倒すことより守りに徹した方が賢明ね。
It's smarter to be defensive. Okay, good to know. Heaven's
待っ
Feud.
た、ちょっと待った。やっぱり変。なんか後ろに誰かいる？けど振り返るのが怖くて確かめられない。
けど、シローもいろんな死に方するよね。
What, like you haven't been turned to stone a couple times,
な
Ilya?
んて私たちの業界でも珍しいわよ。
Oh, that's true, Ilya. It's pretty rare to die. You'd need to run into someone with mystic eyes or who specialized in petrification.
近くにその珍しい死に方がすぐ近くに。なんで私がこのような仕打ちを？
なんでって、さくらが根に持つ性格だからでしょ。
Wait, what's Sakura have a grudge against you
前
for?
が前に言ったじゃない。ライダーのマスターは少年が腐ったヘビ女だって。
I mean, she's not wrong.
うわ、言ったような言わないような。キャー！助けて誰か。
以上、タイガー道
He
場で
gets
した。
turned to stone and pushed away.
人を呪わば穴二つ。みんな、陰口には気をつけようね。
He gets turned to stone and pushed away. Sakura can't turn people to stone, but I don't think it's worth complaining about. That was pretty good. Alright. Let's try this again. Just pull her hand. Just pull her out of the way. Maybe what's happened is she's actually paralyzed by fear, since she's not partially stone. There's no time to think. I can still move my legs and arms. Then I just need to move forward and pull Tosaka. Let's be a hero. Save her. Yeah, it looks like she's just scared. Tosaka doesn't even budge when I grab her arm and pull. Wait, what? It seems she's heavier than she looks. Don't tell Tosaka that. Don't tell Tosaka that, Shiro. You're gonna get in so much shit. Ah! Shiro, you're gonna get in so much shit. If you weren't literally about to die, she'd slap your shit. She doesn't even move when I pull with both my arms. Then all that's left is... I charge at her to push her away. I hear a dull, piercing sound.
何してんのよ、あんたは。
I can't hear her voice clearly. Eh? Are we dying again? My body is burning. Everything is hazy as though I have a high fever. You know, what actually happened is she probably stabbed him with magic. She probably stabbed him and it's like, oh no, you got stabbed. A familiar voice from a distance. My sense of reality is fading. My mind whites out and my left arm bleeds red, mixing like paint. I see Sakura staring at me as I fall to the floor. And she falls to the ground like a puppet with its strings cut. Probably feeling pretty guilty right now. She almost got you killed.
どう？気分少しは落ち着いた？
Sitting on the church's long bench, I nod silently. We're just fine now?
そう。なら治療の必要はないわね。あとは体力と一緒に回復するだろうから、おとなしくしていなさい。
We got carried to the church then, because we're in the church? Tosuka sits a bit away from me. The distance between our minds is much greater than this. There's no idle conversation as we wait for Kotomine. So I guess Rin healed us because she's a healer. Because Rin is both healer and DPS. She's a very flexible character. She can even do mental damage. She's got quite the tongue on her. My left hand screams with pain when I clench it. It feels like there's a nail driven through my palm. The cut from grabbing the knife hurts more than the bruises from Ryder or the stab wound from Sakura. Dark clouds block the view of the night sky. The rain clouds tell me it's going to rain soon. I guess the spear-like thing that attacked Tosuga was Sakura's magic. The magical nature that the Matou household inherits is absorption. When lack of magical energy made Sakura suffer, she unconsciously cast the spell. She probably aimed at Tosuga because she had the most magical energy there. It stabbed and entangled around my arm because I pushed Tosuga away, and it sucked all the magical energy out of me. Magical energy is life force. It's natural for me to lose consciousness when it's sucked out of me. I'd already used up my energy when I fought Ryder, so I easily fell unconscious, and Tosuga brought me to the church after that. Wait, why the church? Don't you just need to, like, you know, do some magical energy transfer? And he'll be fine? I hear Sakura fainted when she saw me fall.
あの子、自分に攻撃したのよ。
She attacked herself. That's one way of describing fainting. She attacked herself, Tosuka murmurs, and explains to me she's getting treated in the back right now. It seems Sakura is in critical condition. The liquid that came out of her earring was poison, and Kotomine is purifying it now. Imagine Kotomine being a good guy for 5 minutes. Also imagine him, well, I guess he wouldn't stab her, right? He kind of wants to see what happens. Tosuga doesn't say anything. Neither Archer nor Ryder are here. Only the two of us are in the church, waiting for Kotomine's return.
Tosaka.
Still sitting down, I call out to her.
なあ
Alright, Tosuga. What are we going to talk about? Is there anything Kotomine can't do? Survive the Holy Grail War. Ask him to do that.
聞きたいことがある。
The fifth one, that is. I don't care about the fourth one.
でしょうね。いいわ、話してあげる。隠していても仕方がないし、もうその意味もなくなったし。
That's right, we're back. We survived our encounter with Ryder. Mostly by sheer luck. And the snitch priest Kotomine is here, yeah.
聞きたいのはさくらのこと？
Yeah, what's going on? And what do you know about Sakura Rin? I nod. Tosuka takes a deep breath and starts to talk in her normal tone. But she didn't put her glasses on, so this isn't Teacher Rin.
発端はずいぶん前よ。マトウの血が薄れ出して、生まれてくる子供に魔力、魔術回路が少なくなっていたの。もともとマトウはよその魔術師だから、日本の土が合わなかったんでしょう。この町に根を下ろしてからマトウの衰退が始まって、今代の後継者である神事になって、ついに魔術回路そのものが消え失せた。
Now, I don't want to be a dick, but the fact that Zoken kept all the magic and didn't teach anyone jack shit and just lived forever is probably what caused their decline. So he's basically caused the decline of his own family. Because otherwise, wouldn't every single Matau be immortal? Right? Every Matau would be a functionally immortal vampire who murders people to survive. If it wasn't for him, he's clearly not teaching anyone the spells or how to survive.
マトウの歴史はそれで終わったのよ。マトウが追い求めたものを継承するだけなら弟子でも何でも取ればよかった。けどマトウは名門だし、外部からの受け入れを拒否し続けた。結果、生まれてくる跡継ぎの魔力は落ちていって、最後には完全に魔力が尽きてしまった。
It really helps when you transfer your magical crest so that they can have energy. Zoken doesn't seem to believe in that though. He's just like, well... Wait, he didn't want Karia. Didn't Karia say he didn't want to learn? Yeah, Karia didn't want to learn magic either. Karia didn't want to learn, but the line was already running thin. Oh, that's weird. That one didn't show up in text. Did I have chat enabled, right? There we go. What? The head like his gramps? Yeah. I don't think I'd want to learn from his grandpa either. That guy's a dick. Well, he's 500 years old, so it's more than grandpa, but yeah, he's a massive asshole. As we found out in this route. Like, nobody wants to deal with that Zoken. The guy's a dick.
そうなってから弟子を取ろうとしたけど、落ちぶれた名門に来る魔術師はいなかったわ。何百年も続いたっていうマトウ。マキリの歴史はそこで終わるはずだった。
Yeah, there's like a lot of ways they could have fixed their problems, and Zoken is like imagine wanting to live in a toxic family like the Mataus. They're pretty atrocious. Like, it's pure suffering just being the apprentice there, because it's like you get to be worm food. They either feed you to their worms or you're like suffering at the hands of the worms. At least that's the way Matos, or that's the way Zoken seems to do it. Yeah, he basically tries to keep all the good magic for himself. Like, I don't know what his deal is. It seems like he's just doesn't trust anyone who's younger than him. But he's like 500 years old, which is basically why the decline started then, because he hasn't taught them anyone real magic. Like I guess Karia has an excuse because he didn't want to learn because his grandfather was pretty terrible, but anyone else who learned should be like super immortal if they're at all competent. Like, could you imagine if Karia was like immortal like Zoken? Like, instead of just randomly collapsing on the floor, he was like, oh, this is irritating, and had to move to another body and just kept fighting. Like, Berserker would have beat Saber. That would have been a crazy change, but Zoken wasn't exactly trying to teach him to win. He was trying to kill him, right?
けど、それで諦められるような人たちじゃなかったのね。シンジのお父さんは外から養子を取って、その子にマトウの魔術を伝えたのよ。で、エミヤ君のところは特殊だから知らないだろうけど、魔術師の家系は一子相伝なの。後継ぎにするって決めた子供以外には決して魔術は教えない。これはゾウケンも言ってたでしょ?
Okay, I have an honest question. Who actually does this? Because in Fate's Day Night, we've already had people skip out on that. Nobody's doing that. The Mataus taught their magic to 2 people. One of them's just an incompetent idiot who can't actually learn magic. And the other one's Sakura. The only one I think who does that is Tokiomi. They say it's popular, but it seems like every single Magus on the planet splits it. Like, the other Magus family we know is the Inked Millennia, and they had Cripple Girl and Franz. They had Karen and Franz Masters, both taught magic. Like, and then we don't really know the family history of anyone else. It seems like only Tokiomi
も
follows
し兄
that
弟
path.
だったらどちらかを後継者にしてどちらかは普通に育てるか養子に出すって。
I'm pretty sure that's only your family, Rin. They say it's common, but all the examples have proven that false. There's no need for 2 successors. In a case of siblings, or sisters, it would be down to the one who wasn't needed. Some might raise her and hide from her the fact they're a family of Magi, yeah. That is difficult and inefficient, and Tokiomi is nothing if efficient. They trained their magic circuit over generations, it would not be their wish to waste their genes, yeah. Even if she's not the successor, yeah, it seems like a huge waste. Then.
まさか。
そう、私一つ下の妹がいたの。衰退したマトウには養子を取るあてなんかないでしょ。そうなったマトウが古くから盟約を結んでいた遠坂を頼りにするのは道理よね。父さんがどっちを後継者にするつもりだったかはわからない。ただ私は遠坂に残ってあの子はマトウにもらわれていった。それが11年前の話。それ以来あの子とはまともに会えなかった。マトウとの取り決めでね、もうあの子はマトウの後継者だからむやみに会うなって言われてたの。
I don't really know why you would make that agreement. Like, okay, I can see, in theory, if that's how your society works, I can see giving them up for adoption. What I don't, and like giving them to the Matos. What I don't understand here is why on earth wouldn't you let them interact? Could you imagine? You're building up your families, you get this really powerful alliance, and now you can start like applying pressure as a group to the clock tower or something? That would be pretty good if you were to like start unifying the mages in Japan to form like their own league, maybe their own house in the clock tower. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Like, why wouldn't you want them to team up and be familiar with working with each other? I feel like you could only gain from that, because then you as the Matos can get resources that Tosakas have beyond just the person. Like an adoption or a marriage, like for political reasons, this should be a hugely advantageous position for you. Like, as the Tosakas, you should be able to be like, alright, here's this, we're helping you out. You know, now we can be friends, we can learn some of your tricks, maybe we can cooperate, you know, you owe us one. It should be like a huge thing where they can really benefit from this, but somehow they decided, no, we're just gonna give her away for free. Like, she could be a talented magus. We could teach her our ways, but that would be effort, and we don't want to commit that again. The Matos don't even have a magical crest they give her inherit, so there's nothing really to be gained other than the knowledge. Sure, you can join the family, but why not also learn the magic of the Tosakas? Like, there's so many ways this could have gone better. I don't know why they went with this idea. It's basically like giving away your child for free and condemning them to a lot of suffering for basically no reason, because, you know, who's the one who's actually taught about magic? Yeah, it's Shinji. Why is Shinji taught about magic? Hell if I know.
そうか。
He can't even cast anything, but he knows everything about magic and is involved in the Grill War. Like, what a weird decision. It's so weird that Tokiomi gave him away.
実の姉妹よ。まあ、一度もそんな風に呼び合ったことはないけどね。
I don't know how much emotion is contained in those simple words. But that makes me understand why she always asked about Sakura. Why she didn't let Archer use his noble phantasm.
よかった。
Nasu
遠
explained.
坂、桜の味方なんだ。
The issue, not Nasu right, Tokiomi to be a complete idiot and a bit of a buffoon, as everything that could go wrong with like his idea of this adoption just went wrong. It's like nobody ever thought to think this could go poorly. He just completely, like, I don't know, maybe he just didn't want a second daughter and was like anything to get rid of her. I feel like that would have been almost more understandable if he's like, I didn't want a second daughter. Whatever. A dim light shines into the gloom of my mind. I don't know what's going to happen to Sakura or what she's going to do from now on. But if Tosuke cares for Sakura, there just might be hope waiting on the ominous path ahead.
いいえ、私、あの子の味方でも何でもないわ。
Remember? They're not allies. They're forbidden from being allies because reasons, I guess. They're not can't be allies because, not only do they not have enough of a rapport, but Rin is obsessed with following her father's wishes, which included not being allies with the Matos. For some reason, I don't know why. And a political alliance between houses is insanely advantageous. Come on. There's so much to gain from that. Like, do you think we have political alliances in real life for giggles? Like, come on, bro. Tosuke denies me as if reading my thoughts.
味方じゃない。
ええ、このまま桜が治らないのなら敵として処理するだけよ。無差別に人を襲う魔術師なんて放っておけるわけがないでしょう。綺麗が桜を治療できなかったら、その時は私が処理する。
何言ってやがるお前。さくらはお前の妹だろ。殺すなんて、そんなこと間違っても口にするな。
I mean, if she's a danger to other people and you can't turn her into an insane asylum or the police, your options are pretty limited. Pretty limited.
さくらはマトウの娘よ。11年前からとっくに私の妹じゃない。
Again, Sakura, or not Sakura, Rin trying to be emotionless towards Sakura. She's not very good at it, but she's trying to be objective
父さんが
and follow her father's wishes.
仮にあなたの言う通り肉親として関係があるとしても結果は変わらない。それこそあなたが口出しできる話じゃないわ。
それじゃあ
No different from Shinji. But before I can say the worst thing possible,
何をしている。手術は済んだが、患者は未だ危険な状態だ。騒ぐのなら外でするがいい。
Kotomine Kirei emerges from the back of the church. Alright.
ことみね、さくらは
Rin's really bad at hiding her emotions in her actions.
まったくいがみ合っているのか息が合っているのか、お前たちはわからんな。
そんなのあんたの勘違いよ。
Oh my god. Okay, so if you recall, I started watching Genkutsuo, which is basically the Count of Monte Cristo in anime form, set in a very strange future. I just wanted to point this out. The voice for the Count of Monte Cristo is the same voice actor as Kirei Kotomine. It's amazing. So good.
そうか。では座れ。的尾さくらの容態を説明する。
Art Styles. Yeah, he's a good voice actor. Yeah, he starts talking a lot. Or goes on his monologues, because the story is about the Count and Albert, I guess. Alfred? I can't remember if it's Alfred or Alfred. Oh well. Yeah, the visual style is a little bit weird, but I think you get used to it after a bit, and it keeps things active, but keeps the environment interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's Kirei Kotomine as the Count. I noticed that in like episode 2, and I was like, oh, this is Kotomine. This is great. He goes from being like a corrupt priest to being like a guy who looks very, very, very much like a vampire, specifically Dracula, who's going on who's going on dramatic rants. Very much like Kotomine. Hellbent on revenge. The emotion in his voice means more, because Kotomine is kind of supposed to be emotionless, but he's able to convey a bit more emotion, but still be like incredibly dramatic and serious, because he's trying to be restrained. Worked out pretty well. Taking our separate seats, we listen intently to the priest.
簡単に説明すれば、麻藤さくらの体内には虫が混入している。この虫は刻印虫と呼ばれるものだ。人為的に作られた蚕糸のようなものだが、聞き覚えはあるか?
An artificial Sanshi, the three corpses. Interesting. I shake my head. Sanshi. A bug said to inhabit a human body that reports the person's evil deeds to the judge of hell. Thanks for the description, because there was no way in hell I was guessing what a Sanshi was. I don't like that idea, but alright. I've heard of Sanshi, but I've never heard of a crestworm.
知らないか。まあ、本来は害のないただの寄生虫だ。宿主から魔力を食い、活動を続けるだけの使い魔でな。宿主の存命を発信するだけの使い魔としては最低位のものだ。
Basically the most useless familiar. Does nothing but tell you whether or not the person it's embedded in is alive. Doesn't even tell you where it is.
魔術で作った監視装置みたいなものね。
Yeah, I was gonna say, exactly like a monitoring device. It just tells Zoken if she's alive or not, completely.
ゾウケンはそれでサクラを監視してるってこと？
おや、刻印虫の主が麻藤造剣だといつ決まったのかな。
There's no one else who it could be.
悪いけど、今はあんたの長話に付き合ってる気分じゃないの。あのジジイ以外、誰がサクラにそんなもの植え付けるっていうのよ。
Who else? The guy who's literally made up of worms? In the house with worms? Who can use magic? Or what? Shinji, the guy who can't use magic and therefore it couldn't be him?
なるほど。
The guy who it definitely couldn't be?
麻藤真治では刻印虫は扱えん。となれば、使い手はあの吸血虫以外いないな。
でしょ？いいから結論を言って、サクラは助かるのか、助からないのか。
気が早いな、リン。お前は彼女の容体を把握しているようだが、そこの少年は別だ。彼のためにも説明はしておくべきだろう。
Tosuka looks away awkwardly. Judging by her expression, she doesn't want me to find out.
さて、どうするエミヤシロ。リンは結論だけを聞きたいと言っているが。
いや、順序立てて説明してくれ、ことみね。
What are the risks to weigh? I'm sorry for Tosuka, but I can't yield to her about this. If this has to do with Sakura's life, I have to know everything about it.
では続きだ。
Alright,
先ほど
rant
説明
time.
した刻印虫だがな。これが麻藤さくらの神経を蝕んでいるのだ。11年間、麻藤さくらの体内で育てられた結果だろう。刻印虫は魔術回路に似た神経となり、本来の神経と絡み合いながら全身に行き渡っている。この刻印虫から魔術刻印と化したものは通常停止しており、麻藤さくらには何の影響も及ぼさない。だが、ひとたび作動すれば、麻藤さくらの神経を侵し、その魔力を糧に動き続ける。先ほどの状態はそれだ。体内に刻印虫が徘徊し、生命力たる魔力を奪っていった。あの状態が半日も続けば、麻藤さくらは死んでいただろう。
Wow, not only is it a useless monitoring device, but it also kills you. Cool. So why don't we just know the result? So it's like, what reason would we have for keeping this in, other than like maybe boosting her magical powers? But she can't use it because it slurpees her magic.
さらなる栄養として、麻藤さくら自身を狙う。
Cool.
魔力を空にされた麻藤さくらは、 次にその体を虫に奪われるということだ。
Oh, so it doesn't even power her magic. It just eats all her magical energy and her body as food. All right, cool.
その痛みがどれほどであるかは魔術刻印を持つお前ならばわかるだろう。
In other words, you have to keep it asleep. All right.
人体は爪の先ほどの異物が混入しただけで不快感を訴え、時に生命活動そのものに支障をきたす。神経の至るところに違う神経が混ざり、それが動き出す不快感など吐き気だけで死に至るほどだろうな。
Yeah, that seems like an unpleasant way to die.
その点で言えば、先ほどまで的尾さくらの意識があったのは驚きだ。
Yeah, it sounds incredibly painful.
的尾さくらは意志が強いのか、それとも刻印中の発動に慣れているのか、そのあたりは本人に聞かねばわかるまい。
I hear a sound. It's the sound of my teeth grinding. If you have a magic crest, you should know well how painful it is. I couldn't possibly know. I cover myself in sweat just to insert one magic circuit into my body. The Japanese voice actor for the priest resistance. I believe that isn't actually Kirei. That is a dub. Or that is like a redub where someone copy-pasted Kirei's voice lines into the Simpsons priest. It actually sounds like a different person. I checked that. I had to go fact check that. It's not actually Kotomine. Because I have seen that video. I was like, that's hilarious. And then I looked up the voice actor. Because the scene, I believe the scene they reference that for is from the Simpsons movie. And it's not real, it's a different voice actor. Sorry to burst your bubble, Soy. It would have been great. I know. But when I saw that video, I was like, there's no way that's real. I'm gonna look that up, and yeah. Yeah, the voice actor for Kirei Kotomine also doesn't have a voice credit in any of the Simpsons stuff, so it's not him. Or like on IMDb, because you can usually find the people who did the dubs for stuff in IMDb still. Yeah, so Sakura's had it several times worse than just inserting one magic circuit. I couldn't even guess at her pain.
待って、作動すればって言ったわね。じゃあ刻印虫は普段活動していないの？
かけられた薬物は刻印虫を目覚めさせるだけのものだ。刻印虫は監視役に過ぎない。あれは宿主である的尾さくらがある条件を破った時のみ制裁として活動を開始する。
So what's the condition? Just listening to his words makes me go crazy. I know it's not something Kotomine did, but I almost attack him for saying that. Man's just delivering exposition. You're really gonna kill him for that? Come on, Shiro. I suppressed my selfish emotion and... This is probably a I don't know. I urge him to go on and tell me the heart of the matter.
的尾さくらが倒れ、リンはそれを救おうとした。だがライダーはそれを阻んだのだろう。ならば条件は明白だ。マスターとしての戦いを放棄すること。それが刻印虫の制約だろう。
If you abandon the battle as a master, the crest worm attacks you. Okay.
今までは的尾真司にライダーを預けることで戦いに賛同していたが、それを拒否した今、刻印虫は的尾さくらを攻め続ける。今は落ち着いているが、時間が経てば経つだけ、刻印虫はあの娘を責めるだろう。
Interesting. So if Sakura doesn't try to win the Holy Grail and kill Tosaka and Shiro and I guess Zoken, but I guess Zoken probably has a trick for that. She's just gonna die via Crestworm. All right.
何をしている？マスターならば早く殺し合え。できぬのならばお前を食い殺す。とな。
Thank God Kirei knows so much. We never would have found this out on our own. Painful trial and error. My mind almost breaks down. Just hearing about it makes sparks flash in my vision. More than anything, I want to kill that old man.
それがさくらに課せられた条件なのか、ことみね。
そのようだな。他にそれらしい条件はない。
ならマスターでなくなればいいんじゃないのか。レイジを使い切ってサーバントと契約を解除すれば、もうマスターじゃないんだから。
Then it would probably just kill her outright, right?
それは進められん。言っただろ。刻印中が発動する条件はマスターの責務を放棄することだと。
If you stop being a master, you
自
die.
らの手でライダーとの契約を立てば、刻印中は今度こそ的藤さくらを食い尽くすぞ。
Can be plenty heroic. The guy's basically an immortal vampire who murders people to stay alive. Surely it's moral. He's killed more than one person to persist in his horrendous lifestyle. In fact, he has to kill someone every couple months to stay alive. So, you know, how many hundred people has he murdered? Sounds like Dio. Dio's a little bit evil. I feel like Dio at least just kills. I mean, you get like eaten by worm. You get eaten alive by worms when he wants to kill someone, right? It's pretty unpleasant. You get eaten alive by worms over the course of like 10 minutes. It's a pretty gruesome way to go.
そう。戦って生き残るか、戦わずに刻印中に殺されるか。今の桜にある選択肢はそれだけってことね。
Yep, basically.
そうなるな。聖杯戦争が続く限り、刻印中は宿主を攻め続ける。この状態が続けば、肉体はもちろんのこと、的藤さくらの精神が持つまい。何しろ、全身に魔術刻印があるのだ。
I guess so, yeah.
それが正気の沙汰ではないと。お前ならばわかるだろう、リン。
Okay.
そうね。もう馴染んだはずなのに、定期的に腕ごとどうにかしたくなるし。
Rin's just like, yeah, I periodically get the urge to cut off my arm. It's so painful.
左腕だけの私がこれなんだから、全身に刻印なんかあったら人間としての機能が侵食される。そんなの魔術師じゃなくて魔術回路の塊よ。人間の精神なんて魔力の波で書き換えられる。
さくらは
今の状態が続けば危ういな。あと何日持つかはわからんが、日が経つにつれ刻印中の侵食は進む。それが全身に行き渡る前に排除できなければ死ぬだけだが、その前に体の方が持つまい。
So, she either dies, continues the war, or we
私が
remove
行っ
it.
たことは戦場だけだ。失われた魔力と精神を呼び戻す手術はこれからだが、それも成功する見込みは低い。話はそれだけだ。結論を言えば、このままでは的藤さくらは助からない。それで納得はいったか、エミヤシロ。
Repeat. So she's slowly dying, all you did was purify? So you cleansed some of the damage? You stopped the activation? I'm not quite clear. Not quite clear. There's no way I'm satisfied. Sakura can't be saved? I'm not quite clear. So you purified. Is that... So he didn't kill the crest worm. It's still active? All he did was like sedate it and or maybe stop its slow its progress. Alright. Yeah, that's ridiculous. He was doing so well until yesterday, so why are things like this now?
排除 そうだ、刻印柱の摘出はできないのか。異物が混ざってるって分かってるなら取り除けるはずだろう。
摘出は難しいな。すでに刻印柱は魔術回路となり、麻藤さくらの一部となっている。刻印を植え付けた術者本人でさえ、ああなっては解除などできまい。そうだな。それでも摘出したいというのなら、それはもう奇跡とやらに頼るしかない。
Hey, a motivation for the Grail. That's convenient. Convenient to have one. The Holy Grail. So that's where it ends up, huh? Sakura's only choice is to keep fighting as a master. And the power of the Grail is the only thing that can save her.
大体事情は分かったわ、キレ。とりあえず礼を言っとく。
Interesting. She bows without showing much gratitude and confronts the priest.
けどいきなりすぎない？刻印柱を植え付けられたのは昨日今日じゃないはずよ。なのに突然今日に限って限界が来たっていうの？
何を今さら。麻藤さくらの体に刻印柱が与えられたのは何年も前だ。目も髪も遠坂のものでなくなるほど初期に手を加えられたのだぞ。延長は昨日今日始まったものではない。まあそれも今回のように破滅を呼ぶものではなかったようだが。
Like, Sakura canonically has purple colored hair and eyes. just think about that. If you meet someone and you're like, no, purple is my natural hair color. This isn't dyed. They'd be like, what? Are you serious? Like, imagine a person in real life who has naturally bright purple hair. That'd be so weird.
麻藤造剣は今回の戦いで麻藤さくらを使う気はなかったらしい。何しろ戦闘用に調整されていない。麻藤さくらをあのように扱ったのは何か予期せぬ条件が揃ったからと見るべきだろうな。
Yeah, but in anime, most people with blue hair are actually have black hair. Like, it's a stylistic choice. A lot of people don't canonically have that color hair. It's usually mostly black. Like, you have like normal hair colors for a lot of people. They're just drawn with weird colors. Like blue is a good example because blue is actually black. Everyone with blue hair actually has black hair. So, I don't know what... I think green also translates to black or brown. I don't remember. Most of them are actually normal hair colors. That's why it's not like crazy people being like, oh, your green hair is so nice. Like, oh, your hair's... You'll because most of it comes from manga, where there's no color. They just add the color instead of shading it a lot of the times. At least as far as I know, that's the case in most anime.
予期せぬ条件ね。それがなんだかわからないけど、昨日今日で突然さくらは造剣のお眼鏡にかなったってこと？
だろうな。麻藤造剣ではなく、麻藤さくら自身に造剣が予期しなかった変化が起こったと見るべきだ。だがそれは一要因に過ぎん。急激な変化の理由は他にもある。あの娘はサーバントを行使することで魔力を常に消費するようになった。そのため刻印柱にまで餌が回らなくなったとしたら、飢えた虫どもはどうするのかな。
そうか。マスターとして戦えなんて条件がなくても、足りない魔力の分、さくらの体を削っていくんだ。
Ah, okay, because she's maintaining her servant, she doesn't have excess energy. Alright.
けど、ならライダーさえ使わなければ魔力は失われないんだから少しは。
ああ、しばらくは今まで通りの生活ができるだろう。もっとも、あの老人がこのまま麻藤さくらを放置するとは思えんが。
でしょうね。そうでもなければさくらに刻印柱なんて植え付けないし、 戦わなければ体を乗っ取られて、戦えば魔力を消費して、やっぱりあの子の体は削られていく。いいえ、それだけじゃない。刻印中を与えた塔の造剣は、その気になればいつでも桜を自由に使える。
Man, these battle royales always seem like they're rigged from the start.
さくらを自由に使える。
ええ、結局桜の命は造剣に握られている。だから桜を助けたいのなら造剣を倒すしかない。けどエミエ君、造剣を倒すのなら先に桜を倒すしかないわ。あの子は造剣の操り人形当然。造剣を追い詰めればあいつは必ず桜を盾にする。
Yep, that sounds like a villain.
そういうことだ。
Glad we have our bad
造
guy
剣
now.
にとって麻藤さくらは都合のいい駒だからな。麻藤真司をけしかけたように麻藤さくらを操るだろう。実際マスターとしての能力は彼女の方が上だ。あれは虫どもにせかされ、麻藤真司以上に造剣好みのマスターとして暴走しよう。だが私も老人の思惑通りに行くのは歯がゆい。
Time to deliver a beating to old Zoken? Yeah, I'm thinking that it's about time.
今はかけられた薬物を洗浄して麻酔をかけた状態だ。本格的な体の回復と刻印中の摘出はこれから行う。
He just said he couldn't do that, and now he's like, ah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it now.
キレ、
Hey, Rin noticed it too. He just said he couldn't do it.
絶望的だが努力はする。このまま麻藤さくらを死なせることはできない。神父が奇跡にのみ頼るというのもイメージが悪かろう。
You'd be like your average Christian, actually. just pray to God. Pray to God your, whatever will be cured. Jessica's surprise is natural. His words are surprising even to me, and I've only known him a short while. This isn't a guess, but a conviction. Otomine is seriously trying to save Sakura. It might just be because he's a priest, but this is too much even for that.
どういう風の吹き回し？あんたが他人にそこまで肩入れするなんて初めて見たわ。
気まぐれではない。死なすには惜しいだけだ。もっとも、お前たちにとってはここで一人減った方がいいのだろうがな。
I don't know, Kotomine seems to love people suffering, so it's probably more likely that he thinks the emotional trauma she'll experience because she's still alive is more interesting than the physical trauma she's going to go through if she dies via the worm. He's probably thinking, man, I already saw Akaria with this problem, with like getting killed by magic worms. It's kind of boring. Let's spice this up again. That's usually Kiria's motivation. He's a pretty terrible person. Yeah. He's pretty fucking sadistic. The priest's response is plain. Tosuka glares at the priest.
任せたわ。手術が済んだ頃に来るから。
And she leaves the church with those words. She'll come back when the surgery's over. Alright. I think it's time we joined her. Tosuka leaves and the church regains its silence. Priest silently sees Tosuka off, and I can't even stand up because I can't think of anything. Nothing? Nothing.
何をしている？お前がここに残ったところで役には立たん。邪魔をされても困る。手術が終わるまで時間を潰してこい。
Alright.
邪魔なんてするか。この手術に関してはあんたを信頼してる。以前も女の人を治療してくれただろう、あんたは。
あの時とは手術の規模が段違いなのだがな。
Well, it's not like we can do
麻藤さくら
better.
は自らを撃つことで暴走を止めた。おそらくお前を傷つけたことで自家中毒を起こしたのだろう。簡単に言ってしまえば、 あれは自らの心を殺すことで造剣に操られる自身を止めたのだ。
Oh, she was being directly controlled by Zoken. That worm doesn't seem so useless now.
これから行う手術は停止した心臓をもう一度動かすことに等しい。もっとも刻印中のおかげで肉体は未だ生きている。だがそこにお前がいては迷惑だ。的藤さくらの苦悶を聞きつけて押し入られては潜んでるし、第一そのような苦悩を背負う義務もあるまい。お前と的藤さくらは他人なのだから。
他人だって。
的藤さくらに同情するなと言っているのだ。お前にできることなどない。凛がそうしたようにお前も早々に立ち去るがいい。
なんでだよ。何もできないなら、せめてここで桜の無事を祈っちゃいけないのか。
それは罪だ。お前に的藤さくらの痛みを共有する資格はない。
A priest telling you not to pray for someone.
わからないのか。私はお前がここにいては手術が失敗すると言っているのだ。
I can't finish my sentence. His words are heavy, and they're pointing out the crimes I didn't know I'd committed.
的藤さくらはお前に対して罪の意識を持っている。お前がそばにいては目覚めを拒否しかねない。
俺に対して罪の意識。
We got the best soundtrack playing in the background. Isn't that beautiful? I love this track.
そうだ。罪の意識というよりは懺悔だがな。あれは的藤の後継者として実験台にされ続けてきた。的藤造剣がどのような教育を施したかは想像に難くない。的藤さくらはお前が望むような清らかな乙女ではなく、虫に汚された尼ということだ。
Yep, every time you're like, oh man, Sakura, it just gets worse. It's like the worm, it's like it starts out bad and you're like, her life sucks, her brother's awful, her dad's like, her like adoptive father's a terrible person, and like put this torturous device there. It just keeps getting worse. I'm not surprised. Shiro isn't even surprised. He's just like, yeah, that sounds about right. Why not? I know this feeling. It's just like when I found out Sakura was a master. I silently accepted the truth when I saw the command spell on her hand.
あの娘はお前にそれを知られまいとしながら常に救いを求めていたはずだ。魔術継承の名を借りた責め苦がどれほど続いたのかは知らん。だが身近にいながらそれに気がつかなかった者に何ができる。ここで祈る資格がないとはそういうことだ。それでも的藤さくらを思うのなら席を外せ。今のお前にできることはそれだけだ。
I get up. It's not that he's talked me into it. You didn't talk me into anything. It's just what he's saying is correct. I shouldn't be here if I really care for Sakura. Yeah, go out and cry. Sounds about right, man. Oh, sounds about right. If only Kotomine wasn't so aggravating for basically everyone he speaks to. You're probably like half angry all the time you speak to him, so you need a minute by yourself to actually feel sad. I shouldn't be allowed to care for Sakura when I can't think at all. I turn my back to the priest and head for the door.
まあ、それと言うまでもないと思うのだが。
I don't have the composure to turn around. I stop, still facing the exit.
先ほどの話だ。的藤真司がライダーを行使していた時、犠牲になった女がいたな。お前の起点で助かったが、本来ならばあのまま死んでいた女だ。
I'm pissed. Somehow, I understand why he's bringing this up now.
そうだ。あのトガがどこにあるのか、もはや言うまでもない。サーバントが人を襲った場合、その責任はマスターにある。
さくらが悪いっていうのか、お前は。
まさか。私が言っているのは責任の所在だ。善悪を語っているのではない。事実女はお前のおかげで助かっている。
But if I made a wrong decision back then, Ryder would have killed that woman. That means...
そう。今後の話だ、エミヤシロ。このまま麻藤さくらが回復したところで、結果は同じだぞ。正気を取り戻したとしても、いずれ同じことが起きる。その時お前はどちらを守るの？
Sakura or the people she's going to have killed. We don't know when Sakura might do the same thing. I have nothing to say to him. I quickly make my way to the exit as if to run away from his words.
エミヤシロ、お前がマスターになった理由を覚えているか？
I grit my teeth and walk on. His words are an ultimatum.
お前は正義の味方になると言った。ならば決断を下しておけ。自身の理想、その信念を守るため、エミやキリツグのように自分を殺すかどうかをな。
I shut the door. All right. He's presenting us with our first big question. Our ideals or our Sakura? Our Sakura. The door to God's house is heavy like a cross. Or like the cross. Not just a cross. Any cross. The cross. I smell rain. The plaza is empty and no one is visiting the church. There stands a man waiting for me without his master. I strangely don't wonder why he's here and why he's waiting for me. The Red Knight silently stares at me and closes his eyes once, as if to part with something.
分かっているな、エミヤシロ。お前が戦う者、お前が殺すべき者が誰であるかということを。
He clearly states the question I must answer. His words freeze my heart. I know. I vowed to fight to stop the war, to stop masters who involve innocent people. That was my decision, and that's why I asked for Saber's help. I can't go back on my word. Sakura is the master I should be stopping first. I know, but I can't say anything. The knight in red remains silent. We stand there, staring at each other under the gray sky.
では好きにしろ。私の目的は変わった。あれが出てきた以上、もはや支援で動く時ではない。これは忠告だ。お前が今までの信念を守るのなら、それでいい。だが、もし違う道を選ぶというのなら、エミやシローに未来などない。
それは俺が死ぬってことかよ。
自らを閉ざすことを死というのならばな。そうだろう。お前は今まで人々を生かすためにあり続けてきた。その誓いを曲げ、一人を生かすために人々を切り捨てるなど、どうしてできる？
Man, that's a his declaring words contain no scorn. Yeah, that's a tough question. But can you give up your obsession, your whole reason for existence, everything you've lived for, just to save one person? Archer's words contain determination and emptiness.
エミやシローがどの道を選ぶかなど知らん。だが、お前が今までの自分を否定し、たった一人を生かそうというのなら、そのツケは必ず。お、
Archer leave. That's why he cried in the movie. Yeah. Fucking brutal, man. Archer leaves. Unable to stop him, I start down the hill, paralyzed by indecision. I have a question. Never mind. I'll replay the scene some other time. When I finally come back to myself, I'm sitting on the bench in the park. I don't feel like going home, and I can't wait at the church. Yeah, I need a fucking walk. After having to think about that, it's like, oh, I might have to like murder my girlfriend. Oh man, shit. I was okay with strangers, but if she's compulsively murdering people, and I want to be a hero, like, goddamn. Yeah, this park's far away from the church and home. It's been a few hours since I found out Sakura is a master. Its location suits an indecisive guy like me. An answer. I have to come up with an answer, but my brain is so messed up, I can't even come up with what I should be thinking about.
あれはマトウの後継者として実験台にされ続けてきた。マトウ造剣がどのような教育を施したかは想像に難くない。マトウサクラはお前が望むような清らかな乙女ではなく、虫に汚されたアマということだ。
Yeah. Reminds you of wandering aimlessly. Don't repeat it. I understand. I'm a magus, even if I'm just an amateur. I know what it means. I can tell what Sakura has been through.
あの娘はお前に知られまいとしながら常に救いを求めていたはずだ。それに気づかなかった男に彼女を思う資格はない。
うるさい。
Yep. Yep.
うるさい。わかってる。お前に言われるまでもなく、そんなこと。
Such a thing. Why couldn't I notice it? One of my back teeth cracks. I grit my teeth too much today. It's a wonder it didn't break until now. I grind on the bare nerves. Pain assails my brain. But it can't even drown out the hatred in my brain. The hatred in my mind. A fire ignites inside my head. Now that I know the truth, thinking about our time together drives me crazy. Sakura was smiling. She was always smiling gently. I never knew what kind of pain she went through, and I accepted her as a matter of course. I don't care if her smiles were real or fake. It makes me want to kill him just thinking about what kind of pain was hidden beneath her smiles. I can't forgive him. I don't need a recompensation. I want to eliminate him and remove him from Sakura's life. Because everything is his fault. Sakura would have been able to live as a normal girl, and she would have never had a crest worm in her body if it wasn't for him. He wouldn't have become a master, and Shinji wouldn't have lost himself if Zoken didn't exist. So, if he'd never existed, none of this would have happened. I punch the bench. The wound on my hand opens up, and blood drips down the white bench. The clear, colors transfer into my head.
未熟者あいつさえいなければ何かどうだったって言うんだ
I'm disgusted with my own foolishness.
それこそ関係ない話だ他人に責任を押し付けて何を
Why am I trying to make myself feel better? I won't deny what Mato Zogen has done to Sakura. Just thinking about it disgusts me. It makes me jealous as if something important has been taken away. But it doesn't lessen my guilt. I'm the one who didn't notice. No matter what Zoken did, it's my fault for not noticing.
違う気づかなかったんじゃない俺は
I just didn't try to notice. The night when I confronted Zoken, he said Sakura was unrelated, and I believed him. Someone needs to hug Shiro. Oh. I feel like it's natural to feel some guilt here. He could use some comfort, though, yeah. How stupid of me. Sakura will hug him. Well, if we didn't already know who Soy liked the best, we definitely know now. Man, Sakura needs a hug. So does Shiro. Why did I believe his words? There's no way she'd be unrelated when she's of the Mato family. On the night I lost Saber, I realized Mato Zoken is a monster who doesn't care about other people's lives. That monster gave Rider to Shinji. There's no way he'd do nothing to Sakura. But I believed his words because they were convenient for me. I could have easily realized it. It's something I could have guessed with even a little thought. That's why I wasn't surprised. I knew it was obvious when I found out Sakura's a master and that she's been raped until now. But I didn't think about it because I couldn't keep going if I realized it. If I'd realized, I'd have had to fight. If Mato Zoken is evil, the superhero has to fight against him. No. It's clear what I must do. If Sakura is going to be Zoken's puppet and use Rider to indiscriminately attack people, it's clear what I must do. That's why I learned magic. I've been able to live because I have to save people from unreasonable disasters. So it's clear. It's just like that Red Knight said.
先輩もし私が悪い人になったら
I don't want to hurt Sakura, and I feel sympathy. But there can be no exceptions. No matter how important it is to me, if it would create a disaster like that time.
先輩にならいいです
I just need to eliminate it. I shouldn't have to think twice, so why? Why am I desperately trying to keep myself from throwing up? Yeah, clearly your favorite girl is Shiro. He is best mom. Oh no. I endure the nausea. How long has it been? I don't have time to be worrying about stupid things. Tosuka said she'd be back when the surgery ends. The town smells like rain. I have to go back to the church before it starts raining. Find out how Sakura's doing and...
シロ遊ぼう
Eh. I'm suddenly embraced from behind.
イリア
I can tell without turning around. Yeah, most people can tell because Ilya has a really distinct voice. The one I meet at this park is always this white girl.
びっくりした街を歩いてたらシロがいたからつい声かけちゃった
I mean, you've called Sakura best girl several times. I think she's your favorite. Ilya laughs cheerfully. Her innocence is painful right now. Big sis Ilya's here to cheer him up? I sure hope so. I know it's selfish of me, but I don't want anyone smiling in front of me right now.
あ、何よシロを無視しちゃって。話しかけてるのにうつむいたままなんて女の子に失礼だよ。
I wish she'd be quiet. I don't have the composure to talk with someone right now.
もうシロってば、人の話はちゃんと聞かなくちゃダメなんだからね。
He doesn't have an excuse this time. Last time, he literally ignored her and walked home while she was trying to get his attention. Because we were absent-minded. But, man. So I think Ilya has every right to be like, what the hell, Shiro? Come on, pay attention. But this time, I can see him being a little bit unresponsive because this is some serious shit. Someone into Archer / Shiro.
イリア、悪いけど、今そんな余裕ないんだ。遊ぶのなら、一人で遊んでくれ。
へえ、せっかく会えたのに、それじゃつまんない。あれからシロここに来てくれなかったし、今日を逃したらまた来ないに決まってるもん。
別に毎日って約束したわけじゃない。それにもう夜だぞ。マスターは夜に会ったら殺し合うんじゃないのか。
My unkind words bring a renewed wave of nausea. I hate myself so much I want to punch myself. I'm driving Ilya away so I can be at ease.
なんで？シロはもうマスターじゃないでしょ？だから今夜は見逃してあげるけど。
Everyone in this Grill War is like making justification. It's like, I'll do this, makes the justification not to.
マスターじゃないって、イリア。
ふふんだ。私に知らないことなんてないんだから。シロはセイバーを失って、リンはライダーにやられかけたのよね。けど、ライダーのマスターが倒れたから、残りはあと2人だけでしょ？
Ilya speaks cheerfully. It looks like she knows about Sakura's condition and...
もう勝敗は見えたも同然だもの。ライダーのマスターは自滅するだろうし、アーチャーだって大したことないわ。
What about Assassin?
セイバーがいなくなった以上、私のバーサーカーに勝てるやつなんていなくなったの。
She didn't even mention Assassin. Did she forget he existed?
だから遊ぼう。シロはもうマスターじゃないから、特別に私の城に招待してあげる。
Ilya hugs me without reserve. Seeing her innocent smile makes me so angry
う
that
るさい。そんな暇はないって言っただろう。遊びたきゃ一人で遊べ。
I push Ilya away in a fit of rage. What the hell, Shiro? Stop being so rude to Ilya. It's too late to regret what I've done. When you think about it. Yeah. Shipping Archer and Shiro. Ilya is standing there in shock. I can tell without looking how shocking that must have been for her. I pushed aside an honest, pure show of affection. It's like a parent rejecting a child. I have just ruined everything Ilya felt for me. You really screwed up this year. Unable to hold her gaze, I look down.
ごめんね、シロ。
A small hand pats my head. Pat.
イリア、お前、怒らないのか？
怒らないよ。だってシロ泣きそうだよ。何があったかは知らないけど、私まで嫌っちゃったらかわいそうだもん。だから私、シロが何したって、シロの味方をしてあげるの。
Aw, Ilya, that's really kind of you. You're better than Shiro deserves. My vision is covered with white. It's just one phrase, but that phrase washes everything away from my head.
俺の味方。
そうよ。好きな子のことを守るのは当たり前でしょ。そんなの私だって知ってるんだから。
Someone's ally. Ilya easily tells me the motive to be on someone's side. I know what's right and what's wrong. What I've protected until now and what I want to protect right now. I know which choice is correct and which is wrong. With that in mind, Damn it. Alright. Kill Sakura, leave her alive. Let's see what path the save Sakura, of course. Of course, save Sakura. That's why we're saving. Yes. We're going to save Sakura. Yes. Oops. That was clearly a misclick, right? I definitely wasn't mousing over that one and saving, because I knew it would lead anywhere. I know what's right. Actually, this choice seems pretty valid. The thing that keeps me alive. I can't turn my back on the thing that's kept me alive.
イリア。俺はそんな当たり前のことを守れない。
Wait, why would you say that to Ilya's face? I don't understand. I turned my mind into steel. That's it. The gastric juice coming up my throat. The pain in my stomach. And the tears in eyes. Everything stops. I can't let my conviction waver. For the sake of everyone who could not be saved, I can't let more people share in their fate.
そう。結局、シロはキリツグと同じ方法を取るんだ。顔も知らない誰かのために。
We need to take the
一番
Kiritsu.
大事な人を切り捨てるのね。
How's it going, Sudan? I know that feel too. I was literally playing until the last minute on JP, and I was like, oh, looks like the Japanese servers are in maintenance. I'll go to NA. Tabs over on phone. Well, guess we're done Grand Order. No more online Fate tonight. That's why we're here. And you know what? To be honest, I don't mind being here in Heavensfield. Heavensfield's pretty fucking good. We're gonna follow the path of Kiritsugu. Isn't that our dream? It's everything we've ever wanted. The man who turned away from the Ironsburns for something he believed was right. I've chosen the same path. Shouldn't we be excited? Ilya's been betrayed twice now. Well, right. Not choosing Sakura also means not choosing Ilya.
そうだ。俺とキリツグは同じだ。恨むのなら、イリアは俺を恨んでいい。
My mind's turned to hard steel. Getting scorned or cursed is not heavy for me at all. The silver-haired girl doesn't say anything. I've denied her wish, so now would be the time to take her revenge on Kiritsugu. But
かわいそうなシロ。そんな泣きそうな顔のまま、これからずっと自分を騙して生きていくのね。
man, considering how easily she kills you if, like, Saber dies in other routes, the fact that 3 conversations is enough to change her from murdering you to feeling pity for you for doing what the guy she came here to kill is doing. That's pretty sad. Ilya is a very sympathetic person in this route. Like, holy shit. She has so much sympathy for you, even though you've spoken literally 3 times. Imagine Ilya being the 4th heroine. Yeah, I like Ilya, man. That'd be cool. Ilya tells me goodbye with a fading smile. It starts to rain. There's no one in the park. It should be over at the church by now. I open the door. Tosca is already here, standing in the corner of the chapel. She's not sitting down, but standing there, and I can see her determination. She has the cold face of a Magus, saying Sakura will be her enemy if the crest worm isn't removed. Tosca doesn't look at me, and I have nothing to say to her either. The sound of rain echoes inside the chapel. How long was it?
手術は終わった。これ以上私にできることはない。
Breaking the deep silence, Kotomine Kirei appears.
それで綺麗。さくらは？
手は尽くした。私に言えるのはそれだけだ。
The result is as expected. There was never a chance Sakura could be saved.
的藤さくらは眠っている。目覚めるのは明日の朝だろう。東坂の後継者として、お前は何をする、リン？
言うまでもないでしょう。下道に落ちた魔術師を排斥するのが管理者の役目よ。それが身内だっていうのならなおさらだわ。
But you're not even remotely blood related. You are very clearly adopted. And she's like half homunculus. She's not even 100% human. The back of the chapel. Tosaka walks on, probably heading to the room Sakura is sleeping in.
止めないの？エミヤくん。
Aren't you going to stop me? Tosaka turns back to me at the door. I reply with silence.
ならいいのね。私がさくらを殺しても。
意見はない。ただ、変わっていいのなら変わる。
いいえ、これは私の役目よ。あなたには譲ってあげられない。
Tosaka opens the door and disappears inside.
驚いたな。お前は止めるものだと思ったが。覚悟を決めたというところか。これで今回の聖杯戦争は元に戻る。いささか拍子抜けだが、これはこれで楽しみな結末だよ。
楽しみって何が面白いんだ、あんたは。誰が勝ち残るか予想でも立ててるのか？
予想？そんなものは立てるまでもない。勝つのはお前だ。
We'll win? How will we win?
的藤さくらを切り捨てた以上、お前はあらゆる手段を尽くして、的藤造剣を殺し、イリアスフィールを殺し、リンを殺す。その結末が楽しみだと言ったのだ。
What would his motive to kill Rin be? Let's hear that
なん
one.
だよ。俺は東坂とは戦わない。あいつが聖杯を得るんなら止める理由はない。
Yeah. Why Tosaka? Let's find out.
いや戦う。いずれ聖杯の正体を知ったお前は、リンとも戦わざるを得なくなる。リンとて的藤さくらを手にかけた以上、聖杯を手に入れなければ崩壊する。
That's quite the bold prediction.
あれは自らの信念のために勝者足らんとし、お前は自らの理想のために聖杯を破壊する。もはやお前たちは相入れぬ存在だ。今回の聖杯戦争のオーラスは、お前たちが担うだろう。
The priest leaves the chapel as well. The room Sakura and Tosaka are in. He knows what happened there is already over.
俺が最後まで残るっていうのか、あんたは。
無論だ。今のお前はエミヤ切り継ぐだ。それが勝てないはずがない。
We became just like Kiritsugu. We did it. We're not Shiro, we're not Emiya Shiro, we're Emiya Kiritsugu now. The priest has left. The only one in the chapel is Emi Ashiro, with a mind of steel. The priest's words are true. I'll continue fighting, defeat Zoka, Ilya, and Tezuka, and destroy the Grail. That's the end of this war. That's the responsibility I took when I swore to be a superhero. It's the first price I have to pay to become my ideal. There's no need to talk about the obvious outcome. Emi Ashiro will turn his mind to steel and become a superhero. Mission accomplished, boys. We're a hero. Pay no mind to the text at the bottom of the screen. It says, bad end. Seems like a good ending to me. We became the hero we always wanted to be. We just had to kill... we just had to kill all our friends.
今回は何も言えないかな。これも一つの結末だから。
Taiga's not even here to roast us.
バカ。
はーい、そこ文句言わない。今回のタイガー道場はお休み。また今度違うタイガー道場で君を待つ。
They straight up don't even tell you what you did wrong. They're just like, yeah, okay, bye. They're like, you don't feel regret for making this choice. What are you doing? Oof. That got grim pretty quickly. They really don't want you trying to take the route of your own ideals here. They're like, following your ideals is bad, but I mean, they're kind of trying to deconstruct it, so having you pull a I'll be a superhero, no exceptions, like you do in the Fate route wouldn't work. I guess if we want to continue, we have to protect Sakura. At least some of us will be happy about that, protecting Sakura. I'm sure I'll regret it if I lie to myself and keep going. Where the responsibility lies, the existence of good and evil. Losing Sakura will weigh more heavily on me than either of those things. I don't even need to think about it. I just want to protect Sakura, that's all.
好きな女の子を守るのは当たり前だ。そんなの俺だって知っていた。
でしょ？シローがそういう子だから私もシローの味方なの。
The implementation of Shiro picking to be a hero over Sakura is like so silly. It's like so straw man-y. It's like, ugh. Well, if it would save the world, I guess I'll kill them. But I'll also proceed to kill everyone else I like, cause why not? I'm a hero now. I just kill people. It's like, all right. Yeah, people hate Sakura. I feel like it's pretty hard to hate Sakura. If you've actually read this route, you're like, oh man, I can't hate her. Like, maybe you still dislike her. Even though she's okay on in Unlimited Blade Works, maybe you still dislike her because she doesn't have enough of a presence, but there is no chance I don't think there's a single chance you hate Sakura if you're actually reading this route. Like, if you've read all the content in it, there's no way you dislike her. No way. Ilya smiles delightedly. I don't. Her innocence encourages me. I don't know if this is the right choice or not, but I do know I won't regret it.
ごめん、イリア。俺、そろそろ行かないと。
そうだね。そういう顔してるから許してあげる。また今度会おうね、シロー。
ああ、またな、イリア。それと、ありがとう。
I leave the park. I start running to the church as if to shake off my doubts. My answer's determined. I don't know how much Sakura supported me after my father died. I tried to see her as just another fellow student. I kept on deceiving myself because I wanted her to stay by my side. But such deception will no longer work. This scene got you a bit? Reminded you of a chance you missed? Help. That's right. Rough, man. Everyone's got the scene that gets them. I'll admit this one's been a bit of a rough read for me too. Emiya Shiro does not want to lose Matou Sakura. That's all. If I can't think things through, I'll just have to trust in the only definite feeling I have. But within my determination, yeah, Heaven's Feel is a pretty tough read. In that sense. You definitely you definitely feel something for a lot of the characters. And the difficult choices they have to make. This is the route where we have to start making difficult choices. I feel like the other two, you didn't have difficult personal choices to make as Shiro. There are people who hate Sakura. I mean, there's people who don't care for her or dislike her. She doesn't really have much of a presence in the anime, and it's just written out if you don't watch Heaven's Feel. Or to protect just one person. I can't shake off Archer's premonitory words. Rain starts. The winter rain mercilessly shoots down at me as I run. You have a friend who dislikes her and even read Heaven's Feel? The same guy who hates Bedivere? He must be like a big fan of wow, I just forgot his name. The protagonist from Sword Art Online. Bland people. The everyman and self-insert. And not characters who are conflicted with their emotions. Does he also hate Shiro? Does he hate Heaven's Feel Shiro? God bless, he hates Kirito. Dragging sounds. These sounds are familiar. They are the sounds of crawling worms. This place is familiar as well. Yeah, this is the basement of the Matou household. We know this. The dark, damp, secret room. An underground mausoleum. This green room is the first room given to her after she was adopted by the Matou family. A lone figure stands in the center of the room. It may not be human, but its appearance is that of a human. This figure called for her, commanding her to fight in Matou Shinji's place. She was prepared for this. At the very least, she accepted the possibility up until 2 days ago. But now her determination is gone. Once she discovered that Emiya Shiro is a master, her will to fight left her. She visited the Emiya household to keep watch over him. But Emiya Shiro did not have the aptitude to become a master, and he had no knowledge of the Holy Grail War. That fact became clear at once, and thus there was never a reason to keep watch over him. She stayed as his underclassman, using the role of keeping watch over him as an excuse. She had an optimistic view there would be no need to fight him. Although she knew her true identity may be revealed at some point, she never dreamed they would end up fighting one another. So, how did it come to this? Alright, Snow, you know what you have to do. If your friend plays Grand Order, your goal in life needs to be to have every single Sakura face on your support list. Just for him. Be like, oh, you wanted someone else? Here's Okita. You wanted someone else? Yeah, you wanted someone else? Here's Bibi. Oh, you wanted a Lancer? Here's Parvati. He dropped Faye recently after he got addicted to roll. Well, in that case, you're saved from having to empty your wallet every time a sacrifice is on, Rita. She knows what the old man's reply is going to be. She knows, but she can only ask. But
そうさな。お主がどうしてもというのなら、一人や二人は慰み者にしてもよいぞ。サーバントさえ奪えればよいのだ。残ったマスターは、おもちゃにするなり人形にするなり好きにするがよい。
there's lots of servants you can put. There's a lot of sacrifices. You got Kama coming out. You got Meltrellis. I already said Bibi. You have, if you don't want Bibi, you have Ashenlip and Gao, who is King Prote, right? There's a lot of choices. A lot of sacrifices. The old man's answer is not what she expected.
わからぬか。マスターをすべて殺す必要はないと言ったのだ。生かしておいて危険な輩は処分する。が、残したところで支障のない輩ならば、見逃してやってもよい。
Yeah, she says that in your NP. Will you be playing Tsukihime? I'm thinking I'm going to. I'm really hoping they don't end up censoring it, but they might censor the shit out of it. Alter a bunch of scenes. I really don't want them to change any scenes. I hope they learned from their previous remakes and don't change anything and just like update the visuals. And if they do that, the news is that they're doing that, then I'll pick up a copy. Hollow Ataraxia I've already played. Yeah, the PS4 version is going to be censored. Yeah. I really don't want to read the Switch version should be uncut. You think? Do you think the Switch version's going to be uncut? I mean, I'm going to wait to hear news, but if one of them doesn't have the story parts of the story written, I'll definitely go for that one. Freaking hate like all the rewrites they did. Like rewriting your story on a re-release is like the stupidest thing ever. Like people are buying it's Final Fantasy VII Remake is an exception because it's a completely new story and they just kind of pulled the rug under it. You know, they pulled the wool over your eyes claiming to be a remake and it's actually a new story. But for something like Tsukihime, if they're actually just doing an actual remake where they just, you know, verbatim rehash the exact same plot, exact same characters, no changes, changing the... Yeah. Oh, the original? Oh, the original. Okay. The original? We'll get around to the original then. We'll get around to the original. It's not currently super high on my list. Next for visual novels is probably Danganronpa. But we will get to it. It's on my short list of visual novels to read.
可愛い孫の頼みじゃからな。我らが悲願といえど、多少の融通は聞かせよ。
Hearing his words, she lowers her guard a bit. The old man becomes strangely kind sometimes. That's because he can literally mind control you. He can like control you like a puppet, man. When teaching her the family's magic, he is an inhuman monster, as cruel as a beast. But sometimes when they're talking, he just becomes a good-natured old man. Yeah, it's because you think there's some shred of humanity in him that you don't abandon him. But she cannot be deceived. She does not know if this is a whim or a calculated act of kindness. Moreover, she knows she'll end up fighting with him if she agrees. Even if she does not have to kill him, just having to fight him is bad enough.
なんじゃ、それでも不満か。まったく困った娘よな。そのように臆病だから手に入るものも手に入らんのだ。よいか。今回の剣は良い機会だぞ。欲しいものは力ずくで手に入れればよいのだ。なあ、さくらよ。お主いつまで監視役などにとどまっておるのだ。欲しいものがあるのなら奪えばよい。お前にはその力も権利もあろうに。
She does not answer. First of all, there's nothing she wants. She admires him, but she would never expect him to accept her. She's impure, she's not suited for him. So someone more appropriate should stand next to him. All she wanted was to be by his side until that time came. They'll all be ruined if she wishes for anything more. Not only her, he too will come to a bad end.
おじい様、私は戦いません。ライダーはこのまま兄さんに譲ります。
She speaks with a trembling voice, prepared for re-education. She knows what awaits her for disobeying him. The fear of being thrown to the worms, of losing one's sensation, is something one can never get used to. The longest she was able to keep her sanity was 2 hours. She almost goes crazy thinking that she will have to endure many times that at worst, until the real war ends. Her body trembles. Fear of punishment makes her want to scream. But it is not the pain she fears. All she fears is that when the pain becomes unbearable, she'll do as he commands.
では仕方あるまい。無理強いし大事な後継者を失うわけにはいかんからな。今回も傍観に徹するとしようかの。
She gasps. She doesn't know how serious he is, but he's accepted her excuse. The trembling goes away, replaced by a warm sense of relief. But into that defenseless
しかし
mind,
そうなると少しばかり尺だの。今回のよりしろの中ではキャスの娘はなかなかに上級じゃ。気が味方すればもしやということもあり得るか。
enters the old man's disappointed voice.
姉さん
Evil enters at that time. She knows it intuitively. Nae-san will certainly win. She is that kind of a person. She obtains everything she wants and passes through as if it's natural. Nae-san will take everything she wants without even a glance towards her, the one standing in place. Then, Nae-san will win. Her body turns cold as ice. She doesn't care about that. She's used to it. She's used to it. She's used to such treatment. Nae-san will take it all. Nae-san's going to eliminate everything. The pain she went through, the bright future ahead of her, and the only person she can rely on. The ground wavers beneath her. The words make her dizzy and nauseous. Her chest is hurting. Something unpleasant assails her, as if a needle is in her chest. It has started raining. The chilly winter rain mercilessly beats against the gutters. She slowly opens her eyes. It seems she was dreaming about what happened a few days ago. She's sleeping on an operating table in a room made of stone. In front of her is a black priest she has never seen
気
before.
がついたか。状況の説明はいるかね、的さくら。
いいえ、自分の体です。ちゃんとわかっています。
She answers simply. She doesn't focus on him, but on the sound of rain against the walls.
結構。では早く着替えたまえ。隣では遠坂凛とエミヤ四郎が待っている。彼らには君の状態を説明しなければならない。その後、その格好では逃げることもできないだろ
私を逃がしてくれるんですか？
う。逃げる逃げないは君の自由だ。私は助けただけだからな。
I
君が
like
どうするかは私が決められることではない。
I like how he's just like, how can I mess things up for everyone else? Are you gonna stop me from running away? I know they're waiting for you, but who cares?
まあ、助けた手前死なれては骨折り損ではある。君には最後まで残っていてほしいとは思うが。
それはどうしてですか？
その方が楽しい。君が生きることになれば、遠坂凛もエミヤ四郎も苦しむだろう。
See?
苦悩する者が増えるのは
Man,
私にとっては
it
喜
was
ば
so
しい
right. He's like, I'll spend everything I have to save her because people are going to suffer more emotionally if you're alive. People are going to suffer more because you lived than if you died. Oh my god. I feel like I really called that one. The priest turns his back after he answers. The priest will go to the chapel now. He does not look back at her, hugging her knees on the operating table.
さて彼らが的藤さくらを生かすか殺すかその選択に興味があるのならここで待っているがいい。うちはこう見えて安物心でな。なぜかここだけは礼拝堂での会話が筒抜けになる作りになっている。
This building has a flimsy structure. For some reason, you can hear all the conversations in the chapel from here. He smiles and leaves.
先輩私
She embraces her knees. Quiet weeping is drowned out by the sound of rain. I open the door. Alright. Well, our plans to save Sakura. How's that gonna go? Is she gonna disappear? We'll unfortunately have to find out next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you had a good time. I've really enjoyed these solid emotional scenes where we got some serious internal conflict in our characters. It's been great. But I've got to head out now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.